Hello and happy Sunday. This is Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and today is Sunday, December the 11th. This is chat number 299. Next week is chat number 300, so we'll be talking about that here in just a few minutes. But hello and happy Sunday, everybody. Please go ahead and start shouting out the hellos. I will try to get caught up with you here. There we go. Awesome. I took care of the volume so we don't have to worry about it being so loud tonight. But hello everyone. If you are watching this later on YouTube, that's just youtube.com. Search If You Have an Egg. Please do say hi and hello. You all had an amazing week of chatting this week on YouTube, and it made me so happy. So happy. So I really enjoyed that. If you are brand new, please let us know because we would love to welcome you. Everybody here is so ready to have you. We're so ready for you to be here. And we're almost at the end of 2022. Should have a lot of people joining in 2023, because that's what everybody wants to do at the beginning of the year, is to get a handle on their weight. And hello, Carol Lou. It's good to see you. I'm hoping that the live chat is going to pop up. I'm seeing that you all are joining, but it is not telling me that there's Carol. Okay, great. I started to say it is not telling me that you all are talking yet. Hello, Trish. Hello, Sherry. It's good to see you. Mary is sneaking in here. Let me see. Let me make sure I grab everybody. But again, hello and happy Sunday. Hello, Linda from Rock Island, Illinois. Hello, Anna. Hello, Lisa from Arkansas. Okay, now the chatting is starting to come across. I can see it now, so that is awesome. And hello, Danielle. So Danielle from Arizona, you're the one that was a little nervous because I took forever to post that we were having a chat tonight. Am I correct? Yeah, just a little slow. We took the girls to a Christmas parade at the facility where John's mother lives today. And yeah, we got a little bit caught up in the parade festivities and getting ready, and I totally forgot to post the chat. So thank you for reminding me about that. Let's see. Hello, Patty. Good to see you. Hello, Mary from Pittsburgh. Hello, Deanna. Let me see who I missed. Marianne from Pennsylvania and Sandra from Dingman's Ferry. And I think I'm caught up to everybody. No, you are not guilty. Hello, Kathy. No, not guilty. Thank you for reminding me because, again, we were getting ready for the parade. We weren't in the parade, but we were getting ready to take the girls to the parade and literally just skipped my mind. Hello, Sandra. It's good to see you. Hello, Mindy. Mindy, got a check. How's the daughter doing? And Marlene, hello to you. So again, hello, Katie. Just give us, some haze and hellos. Again, if you're brand new, let us know because we would love to welcome you. Hoping there's going to be quite a few people here tonight. We are on the home stretch. We're on the home stretch to Christmas and to New Year's. So I'm hoping everybody's getting excited about ending this year strong. Hello, Cheryl. Hello, Marlene from Florida. Hello, Elaine. Hello, wow, John from Home Base is a little slow. Hello, John. Hello, Scott. It is good to see you. And if you're in our If You Have an Egg group, Scott posts the most amazing quotes. So y'all need to scoot over there and read some of those because the one that he posted, Scott, did you post that yesterday or today? The only comment I could make was, like you said that and it was awesome. Yeah, that was the best. That was the best that I could do. And Sandra, we were definitely thinking about you today. Just wanted to let you know that. So let's see. Wow. And Mindy's daughter turned 24 yesterday and she is still having to take family medical leave. So that is, y'all just keep Mindy and her daughter in your prayers. And yeah, Scott, the one today was yeah. That's all. That's the only comment I could make was yes. Nailed it. Hello, Kimberly from Oklahoma. And there is Lynn. Hello, Lynn. Yeah, Scott. Okay, Scott, I try to tell people all the time that just because I'm here chatting, I'm doing this for me literally just as much as I'm doing this for you all. And so Scott has been posting some amazing things and he needs it for himself. But you know what? When he posts those, when he takes the time to post that, it's for all of us. So I hope that you all will scoot on over there and read those because they have been really good. Okay, so again, today is December the 11th. This is 2022. We are sliding into 2023. It's coming up pretty quick. Couple of little bits of news before we get started. The first thing is a lot of you all asked me about the Coaches Corner that I mentioned last week. Apparently that is a beta test and not even all of the actual coaches have it. What? I don't know how I ended up with it, but we have... oh my gosh, hold on a second. Marlene says she's totally addicted to sugar snap peas and just learned how to take the string off. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. That is important information. But I mentioned the Coaches Corner last week. Aloha, Kathy. And somehow I have it And I know some people with Android and some people with Apple have gotten it, but apparently that is a beta test. So I just want everybody to calm down, just take a breath. If you don't have it, it's not because you did anything wrong. It's just because apparently it is a beta test and not even all of the actual coaches have it. So that was one little bit of news. The second little bit of news is it's time to celebrate good times. Come on. So I've been trying 2 years. I've been working on this for 2 years. So this is the end of 2022. For 2 years, I've been working on the 20 pounds that I gained pretty quickly when COVID started. So, COVID happened. It happened to all of us. And pretty quickly, because I was cooped up inside, couldn't go walk with Karen like normal, wasn't sure if I could go outside and walk at all, and I was cooped up here at Casey Kitchen Center by myself for like 5 weeks. I gained 20 pounds pretty fast. It is gone. It is absolutely gone. So my COVID 20 is gone. And notice I didn't say lost. I didn't say I lost it. It is gone. Losing insinuates that you might find it again. I'm not planning on finding it ever again. So that is gone. So it can be done. Just to let you know, there was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but it can be done. Next little bit of news is next week is chat number 300. Chat number 300. And Lynn reminded me last week, it's chat number 300. She said, are we going to do anything special? So do you all want to play a game? Do you want me to try and come up with something super fun for the second half? Now we'll have to do, we have to do our normal classroom for the first half, but do you all want me to try and come up with something fun for the second half? And there's Orlando Debbie. Yeah, since we can't go down and visit with Debbie for chat number 300, do y'all want me to try and come up with something fun, try to come up with some kind of a game for chat number 300 for the second half, or do you just want to have a normal chat? So y'all can chime in on that and let me know what you want to do. So next Sunday, which let's see, that would be December the 18th. So that'll be chat number 300, and it just seems like we should do something special for the second half. But anyway, so you all just chime in on that. And then the last little bit of news, it's not really news, it's more of a question. So the next little bit of news is the chat after that. So tonight is the 11th. The next week is the 18th, I believe. And, and Carol says 300. Wow, I remember when it was 100. I do too. Yeah, I do too. And John, if you are listening, we've been waiting. John and I have been waiting like 12 hours on somebody to text me. John, he's texting me right now. So if you're listening, Rigo is texting me right now. Just saying. Okay, so I'll have to go back and check with him after the chat. Of course, been waiting 12 hours on this person to text me, and he's texting me right now. But anyway, so the next one is Christmas. So today's the 11th, the next one is the 18th. The next Sunday is actually Christmas Day. I have not asked my family what we are doing, but normally we spend, hello Alicia, yeah, John, I know. Tell me about it. And I can't answer him, but it's okay. He will be okay. But so normally we do Christmas Eve and then Christmas morning together. And then we pretty much get, I'm not going to say abandoned, but we kind of get abandoned. Yeah, and Sandra was with us for 100 and 200. We kind of get abandoned later in the evening on Christmas because, the kids have got other things to do. So I think I'm willing. I think I'm willing to have one on Christmas Day, but y'all are going to have to tell me because it's going to be Christmas Day and then the next Sunday right after that will be New Year's Day. So y'all are going to have to tell me, hello Deborah, y'all are going to have to let me know yes or no chat on Christmas night and then yes or no chat on New Year's night. So yeah, and I'm figuring everybody's going to be spending time with their families on Christmas Day. It's kind of how I was feeling. So I didn't know. Y'all just let me know. Okay. So that's the last little bit of news. The next thing is I need to know who sat their bottom in a chair this week. So you all are rocking it. Do you all know how many of you all are here? How many of you all are here? So Carol, we might just do some kind of like little, like a little fireside chat. If I could find a fireplace. Hey, Evie. And maybe just have a little, time together if we end up doing Christmas. I don't know. We'll see. Linda's bottom was in a green chair, but you all are rocking it being here during the holidays, okay? I don't think you all realize how important it is that you are here. So thumbs ups if you set your bottom in a little chair. And then, or if you attended a Zoom workshop this week, thumbs ups for that. And then, several of you all will be abandoned on Christmas night. So maybe we might just have a little chummy, I don't know, just a little cozy something on Christmas Day or Christmas night. And hearts, if you attended here with us last week live, or if you watched later on demand, I'm already seeing lots of thumbs ups and hearts. And oh my gosh, and Debbie has an electric fireplace, so we could snuggle up, you know, like that. I don't know, we could figure it out. But yeah, so lots of, oh, hold on a second. Deanna's having her hand surgery on the 29th. Okay, so Deanna, that means you have to check in with me on the 30th, which is Casey's birthday. So Deanna or Julie, one of y'all have to update me and let me know how that goes, okay? I'm serious, y'all have to let me know. So Deanna should have access to me on Messenger. So yeah, either you or Julie can let me know, or, you know, obviously you can have your representative since you'll be one-handed and hopefully medicated. But anyway, lots of thumbs ups and hearts. Good job, everybody. Here are your Bravo stickers for attending in-person workshops, Zoom workshops, or with us during the holidays. You know what? Here's an extra one just for that, just for doing that during the holidays. So the topic, the actual topic that I have for this week is I think so important that we are going to quickly skim through last week's topic. So last week was chat number 298. This is 299. So last week we were talking about setting healthy intentions and sticking with them. And I started the chat by saying, well, I'm never going to do that again. Oh, hold on. And Deborah's having foot surgery on the 30th. Y'all calm down. Are you getting all these in before the end of the year? Do you have copays that you're trying to meet or deductibles that you're trying to meet? Okay, everybody calm down. No more surgeries before the end of the year, okay? So I started last week by saying, well, I'm never doing that again. You know, and we all say it. We've all said it before. We're all going to say it again. And we mean it. You know, we intend to not ever do something again. But we talked last week about how to set an intention and actually stick to it. Like, so actually stick with it. And I am going to talk really quickly about last week because this week's topic is so important. And it's a topic that I made up. Weight Watchers did not make this topic up. But go back and look and listen to last week because we talked about having won't power instead of willpower. You know, like it's so much easier if you won't do something because you didn't ever put yourself in that position anyway. Pinning the points, you know, not the points like the points that we record for our food, but pinning the points of, you know, like planning the things ahead, you know, ahead of next time, or just creating a guideline so that, you know, if I do this, then I'm going to do this. Or if this happens, then I'm going to do this. You know, how you would react to that. So your homework for last week was hashtag just a guideline. And last week I wanted you to, oh no, Ramona was unable to sit in a chair this week because her daughter got COVID. I'm so sorry. I hope she's feeling okay. So last week I wanted you to make a guideline for some kind of an intention. And then I wanted you to, something that you wanted to set and keep. And so like mine was, you know, if I'm going to eat a red light food, you know, I'm going to eat it in front of witnesses. So if I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do that. Or if this happens, then I'm going to do that, you know, just kind of get prepared. So let's see how you did with your homework. Lynn had a busy week coming up this last week. So her guideline was that when she's going out of town, she will eat as many 0-point foods and as healthy as she can before she leaves. So if going out of town, concentrate on eating healthy and 0-point foods. Awesome one, Lynn. Then Caroline had the perfect plan this week. And when she sits down for some Netflix and a snack, she will pre-track it so she can enjoy them guilt-free. So if I'm going to binge on Netflix and have a snack, a pre-planned snack, then I'm going to pre-track it so that I don't have to feel guilty. Do y'all see how this works? And then Ramona nailed it this week. So she said if she thinks she wants something, like if she thinks she, you know, like if she's thinking, I want, and she didn't say this specifically, but, you know, something like, you know, if I want, I'm going to say, I don't know why I'm going to think Pop-Tarts. You know, if I want Pop-Tarts, then she's going to drink some water so that she can give herself a little break and think about it and consider if she really wants it or not. So if something pops in my head that I think I might want, then I'm going to drink some water, you know, to kind of break that and decide, do I really want it or not? Those were awesome and perfect. And congratulations to everybody who did their homework. Bravo to everyone who did their homework. Extra bravos for doing it during the holidays and taking that extra few minutes for that. Bravo, guys. Okay, so I wanted to hurry and get to the topic for this week. This is not a Weight Watchers topic. I don't know what I did, but I got my weeks jangled up. And so normally I'm covering the Weight Watchers topic from the prior week. Somehow accidentally last week I covered the current week's topic. So this week I was like, well, okay. But I'm going off on my own tangent and my own direction this week, okay? So, and it was easy to decide that this week. So my daughter, Casey, if y'all have been around for any length of time, you know that Casey is my daughter, Alan is my son-in-law, Jessica is our wonderful website developer and chat publisher, and y'all know the granddaughters and John and on and on and on. So Casey's my daughter, and she ordered each of us a copy of what I'm assuming she meant to be like a Bible study pep talk book, is what I think she intended for it to be. I'm only 67 pages in, and I had an epiphany while I was getting ready for this chat. So the book is titled Girl, Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis, and I will try to remind Casey to post a picture of it here when she uploads the chat to YouTube. And again, that's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg, but I'll try to get her to upload that because I forgot to bring the book with me tonight. But it's called Girl, Wash Your Face. And the author's name is Rachel Hollis. And even at just under halfway through this read, I'm going to say, go get a copy now. And I will have Casey also post a link to the Amazon link to where you can get that. And Jessica will also be posting a link to that when she publishes this chat on www.ifyouhaveanegg later. But I'm serious, you need this book. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care if it's not about weight loss. It could be about anything. You need to read this book. So 67 pages in, you know, I'm floored. I'm just floored. Okay, so each chapter of this book is titled The Lie, and then it's followed by a topic. So I was on chapter 6 this week, and chapter 6 is The Lie. No is the final answer. So when I was reading this, Rachel made a statement that was so profound that I felt like I needed to make it this week's topic. And thank you, Debbie, for posting that. I felt like I needed to make it this week's topic. So we all tell ourselves lies. I don't care how, how holier than thou you are. We all tell ourselves lies. Sometimes they're little, sometimes they're big. Last week we talked about pulling your hands away from your face so that you could see some of the truth. So remember last week we were talking about having your hands so close that you just couldn't see the truth around it. This week, I want you to hear the words from Girl, Wash Your Face. I want you to hear these words. So I need you to put on your listening ears for just a second. I'm going to read this twice, okay? Here we go. So these are the words that I want you to hear. Rachel Hollis wrote this. When things are allowed to sit in the darkness, when we're afraid to speak them aloud, we give them power. Okay, do you hear what she's saying? So she's saying that she's talking about lies, and it doesn't matter if you said the lie, if somebody said the lie to you, if it's a lie that somebody's told you, when things are allowed to sit in darkness. So when the lie is allowed to sit in darkness, when an untruth is allowed to sit in darkness, and when we're afraid to speak it out loud, when you're afraid to say it out loud, and I'm a firm believer that saying things out loud, can manifest good things or bad things, and I'm not trying to be weird when I say that. I really believe that you can speak things into existence to some degree. So when things are allowed to sit in the darkness, when we're afraid to speak them aloud, we give them power. So listen to that. We, all of us, give them power. We give those things power. Wow, if you didn't have a wow moment, you're not breathing, okay? That was such a wow moment for me. So I want to talk a little bit about lies tonight. The 3 lies that I have chosen, and again, it could be anything. We tell ourselves lies every single day. And sometimes the lie was a person of authority told us that we could or couldn't do something. And that might be a lie, or we let somebody else tell us what kind of a person we are, there's all kinds of lies, but sometimes we tell them to ourselves. So these are the 3 lies that I want to talk about tonight. So first lie, I'll never lose weight. I hear that one all the time, and I've told myself that. So I told myself over and over and over and over and over again, I will never lose this COVID weight. I will never lose this COVID weight. Stupid COVID has ruined my life. I was at goal for 5 years. I was at my goal weight for 5 years, and I will never lose this COVID weight. Okay? So lie number 1, I'll never lose weight. That is a lie. So prepare to hear that 3 times tonight. Okay? That is a lie. You might not lose as much as you want, as much as you think you want to. You might have to find your sweet spot, on a program that works for you. So it might be Weight Watchers, it might be something else. But if you fix what you do, part of which is getting rid of the lies, your weight will take care of itself. So my fearless leader Gwen has told us this over and over and over and over again. And one of her leaders told them this, forever and ever and ever. And they truly believed it, that when you fix what you do, so part of fixing what you do is getting rid of these lies, okay? So when you fix what you do, your weight will take care of itself. I'm really thinking that is holding true for many, many, many other parts of my life. When I fix what I do, then whatever it is I'm hoping for on the other side of this will take care of itself. Okay, so that's lie number one. I'll never lose weight. And for me specifically, it was I will never lose this COVID weight. Lie number two, no one understands. Okay, that's another lie. So you're here, all y'all, however many of you all are here, and it's weird, I can't tell. Normally I can tell how many, oh wait, there you are. Okay, so there's over 50 of you. So half of 100 of you are here because we get you, okay? We all would not be here if we didn't get each other, okay? Our stories might be a little bit different, but trust me, we all get you and we all get each other, okay? The truth is, so remember, the lie is no one understands. No one is in the same boat as me. No one understands what I'm going through. But if you pull your hands back, well, okay, maybe somebody might be going through something that I'm going through. And then if you pull your hands all the way out, you can see we get you, okay? We do understand. So again, we may not be in the same boat. I mean, we're not all on the same journey, but the truth is that you may just need to reach out to someone in our group to see if you can find an accountability buddy. I'm serious, do it. I can't believe every time we have this little, hey, let's find a buddy, let's find a friend discussion, people come out on the other side of it with an accountability buddy that they didn't know. Somebody that's on a similar path who will get you like no one else could, okay? I don't think Julie and Deanna would, okay, and that's funny because Deanna just chimed in. So I don't think that Julie and Deanna would mind me saying that their journey is miles apart. I mean, how many miles are you all apart from each other? I don't even know at this point, but their journey is miles apart. It's not like they live down the street from each other. It's not like they see each other every day. They are literally miles apart. They have different home lives. What they do at home for work, whatever, not even close to the same. They don't even have the same career, but somehow they found each other. And they found out someone else does understand, okay? So they found that out. Someone else does understand. Someone else does get me. So the lie is that no one understands. Someone else does understand. Yeah, and Deanna moved to Texas. She's in Julie's in Southern California. So that's many, 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 many miles apart, okay? It's many miles apart. You don't have to be next door neighbors. But the truth is, you may just need to find that buddy. You may just not need to find a buddy, but we all do understand, okay? So just understand that is a lie. We all do understand. So again, paths might be different, might be miles apart, might only see each other this way. I don't get to see a lot of you all in person. I don't get to see a lot of you all back. It's kind of a one-way street, here, but I feel y'all when you say, when you tell me things. Again, Scott, when he shares things, I know that somebody gets me. Karen and Lynn are so good. They're so faithful every single day to post something positive and uplifting. And it lets me know y'all get me. You understand this journey that I'm on, even though we're miles apart and we may not ever get to see each other. Okay. The last one, this is the third lie. I can't tell anyone about, and fill in the blank. How many of you all have something or some things that just pops in your head? Thank you, Alicia. Something, it might be one thing or many things that just instantly pops in your head that you think, oh gosh, I can't tell anybody. Hello, Terry. Everybody, raise your hand if you have something that you think, oh gosh, I can't tell anybody about, and then fill in the blank. So maybe it's, I can't tell anybody about my triple digit day. You know, maybe you had a triple digit day and you think, oh, I can't tell anybody about that. They'll think I'm crazy. No one else has ever had a triple digit day. I can't tell anybody about that. Maybe you can't tell anybody how much weight you gained during COVID. You would just be horrified for people to know how much weight you gained during COVID. Okay, I'm seeing lots of hands going up. Or maybe you just cannot tell anybody how many times that you are not honest on your tracker. So maybe you tracked, maybe you went ahead and wrote everything down, or you put it digitally into your phone or something. But you could not tell anybody. You absolutely cannot tell anybody that you were not honest tracking. You know, you just can't tell anybody. Okay, listen to me. All big fat lies. Okay, I can tell someone about them. I have told you about them. I just told you about all three of those, okay? I just told you about all three of them. You know what? When I didn't let those things stay in the darkness, they lost their power over me. So I've had triple digit days. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. If you haven't had a triple digit day, it's just because you didn't write it down, okay? I told you how much weight I gained during COVID. I gained 20 pounds during COVID. And there are many times that I am not honest on my tracker, okay? So I just told y'all all three of those. So yeah, you can tell somebody about them. Those are big fat lies that you can't tell somebody something. You might want to be selective about who you tell. So people in this group I have found to be extremely safe. I have found this to be an extremely welcoming, safe, kind of a guarded, community, especially over in the If You Have an Egg group. If you are not in the If You Have an Egg group yet, maybe Debbie or Carol could post that link to that. That is an extremely guarded space. So that's somewhere, where your coworkers, we're not going to see, might not want your husband to see, I don't know. But yes, you can tell somebody. So when you don't let those things stay in the darkness, when you don't let them hide in the darkness, they lose their power over you. So those things lost their power over me, and I got rid of the 20 pounds of COVID weight. Okay. When I quit hiding them, when I quit hiding them under a basket, and I quit, keeping them in the dark, then they lost their power over me. Removing the power that something has over you by exposing it to the light is not only freeing, it is in itself powerful. Okay. It is so powerful. So you don't have to be embarrassed about it. You don't have to be humiliated. You don't have to think that you're alone. When you expose the light to it, it is so freeing and it is so powerful. So your homework for tonight is just a light. So thank you, Carol, for posting that. So we've been doing just a something for the last 3 weeks. So this week, it's just a light. I just want you to expose something to some light. So hashtag just a light. Let's see, wait. Terry said it helped me. Hold on. Terry said it helped me see how much you said over COVID. It helped me not to be embarrassed. Yeah, by my COVID gain. It happens. We all did it. We all did it. I know one person who lost weight during COVID. One. Everybody else I know gained weight, and the person who lost weight gained it back. Okay. So yeah, okay, Scott said, I ate my feelings over the last 3 weeks of Thanksgiving after losing his mom, and he gained 7 pounds over the 3 weeks. I get ya. I got you, buddy. I totally understand. Expose that. It's okay to miss your mom. And you know what? Sometimes you have to eat your feelings, but you've nipped it. You've nipped it. You've said it out loud. You have taken its power away from you. It has lost its power now. So he has just shed a light on that. So it's just a light. Hashtag just a light. JUSTALIGHT. Yeah. And Terry, you did not fail yourself. You absolutely did not. And you know what? You already won, and you already took back the power. You already took back the power because you're here. So just a light, JUSTALIGHT, just a light. So this week I want you to step so far out of your comfort zone that I may not get much participation. Okay, we've already had a couple of people participate, but we may not get much participation because I'm asking you to step outside that comfort zone. But I really want you to do it. I'm okay with that. But I'm asking you to do it. So I want you to tell me or tell us one lie that you've let yourself think. And it might be I can't tell anybody that I gained weight during COVID. I've already seen a couple of, things pop up. But then I want you to shed a little light on it and know that It doesn't have to be, you don't have to listen to that lie. You absolutely do not have to listen to that lie. So that's your homework for this week. Hashtag just a light. And I just want you to shed a little light on a lie that you've been telling yourself or that someone else has told you that you have believed. Okay, whoo. So made it just at 8:30. Thank you, Sandra. Sandra just reminded me that it is absolutely time for water. So if you're brand new with us, I'm going to take a little break and I'm going to drink some water. I highly recommend that you all drink some water too. I just wanted to let you know, I think I got the last one of the reindeer coffee sweaters, although I've been using the coffee sweaters for my water because it's also good at keeping your hands from getting cold when you have a cold beverage. I don't think she's going to make any more of these because apparently for some reason the reindeer was kind of hard to make. But everybody stop, get your water, take a break. Okay, so happy to have some water. Been a little dry today. Julie is still hosting the water challenge over in the If You Have an Egg group. If you haven't joined that yet, you can join anytime. You can just chime in. You don't have to, oh yeah, I know Danielle, Casey told me. Yes, and thank you very much for that, for supporting her family. But yeah, you can just jump in anytime. You can drink water one day or all the days or all the time. Just jump in anytime. And Vicky is hooked on the apple salad. Okay, this is the second half of chat number 299. I hope that if you missed the first half, that you will go back and watch it later. So as soon as we get done tonight, we're going to do, oh, Debbie says they're great to cover the pint jars on the creamy if you have one. Oh, did not know that. But if you missed the first half of tonight's chat, I hope that you will go back later and watch it, or that you'll just watch it again. But this is the second half of chat number 299, and it was called it was called Stop Believing the Lies. And hello, Sylvia. Sylvia's grandchildren were in a play at church, so she is just a few minutes late. But Sylvia, we had such a good first half of the chat that it is mandatory that you go back and watch it. And you also have to vote on Christmas, let's see, if we're playing a game next week, and about Christmas night and New Year's night. So Sylvia, you've already got homework before you even got here. Okay, so this is the second half of chat number 299. And hello, Anita. Anita, you've already got homework to do too. So, sorry, you have to go back and watch the first half of this chat later, okay? And then you have to vote on chat 300 if we're doing a game, and about Christmas and about New Year's. Okay, so this is the second half. Again, this is the second half of chat number 299. This is, let's see, today is December the 11th. And I'm revisiting some 0-point foods. So last week we talked about non-fat plain Greek yogurt, or I keep saying specifically non-fat plain Greek yogurt. Last week we talked about plain yogurt, non-fat plain yogurt, and we talked about fat-free cottage cheese, and that those are 0 points for everybody. Now, tonight we're going to talk about beans. So beans, legumes, peas, things like that. To get started, with the second half, we are going to have to get something into the air fryer, and it will make sense when we get to the end of the chat. But even though we're talking about specifically about beans in the second half tonight, I have boneless, skinless chicken thighs in here in the pan for my air fryer. I'm going to add, I spritzed them with a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to add some nutritional yeast, and if you don't know what nutritional yeast is, then you ain't been around very long. And there is a chat for that, and you need to go back and watch it. And then I'm going to add some Dax Red Mountain Rub, because that's what I'm feeling like tonight. Just going to liberally spritz that on there. And then this is going to be That Man's Chicken. It is not Fat Man's Chicken, not F-A-T, it's T-H-A-T, That Man's Chicken. We'll talk more about this here in a few minutes, but we got to get it in the air fryer so it'll be done when we get to the end of the chat. This is going to go in for 360 for 18 minutes, so it's got to get going. In the air fryer, this is a Simple Living Products air fryer, and I don't know if you can see it, but I scooped instead of shoving. You push the center button, and we are going to put it in there for 360. It already comes up to 360, so I don't have to touch the temperature button. We're going to touch the time and put it on 18 and push again for start. So if you all would pretty please, if somebody would let me know when it has been 9 minutes, then we need to flip those, okay? And Debbie said, I think we should have a recipe swap for Christmas all online on the private group and post to the file section. Debbie, guess what? You just volunteered to host that. So Debbie is now our involuntary host. I don't know if she meant to do that or not, but she is now our involuntary host for a recipe swap over on the If You Have an Egg group. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so we've got some that man's chicken going, even though I want to talk to you about beans, okay? So beans are 0 now. Beans, legumes, lentils, peas, anything in that family. So I kept rotating them into my 0-point food list when we were on personal points. So how many of you, either for the entire time that we were on personal points, or let's see. Okay, so Deborah wants to know how to get into the If You Have an Egg group. And so I'm sure that Debbie or Carol would be happy to send you that link. When you go to apply, you have to answer the 3 questions. Even if you just put, watched you on the chat, watched you on the chat, watched you on the chat. You have to answer the 3 questions though, so I know that you're a real person, okay? And thank you, Carol, for posting that again. So how many of you either had beans, peas, things like that on your 0 points food list during personal points, or cycled them in, a few times? So Vicky says, love beans, filling and have fiber. Bye, Linda. See you later. See you next week. And Sandra says, just like the army. Yep. So, okay. So don't get me wrong. I was happy to swap in, from time to time, I was happy to swap in potatoes, pasta, oats, when it suited my fancy. But beans, peas, legumes, things like that, they stick with me when I eat them. Do you know what I mean? Does anybody agree? So somebody a second ago said, let's see, who was it? Vicky said that loves beans because they're filling and, and provide fiber. So I don't know, I kept cycling the other things in and out, occasionally, but I would always circle back around to beans and peas in particular, because they made me, I don't know, they satisfied me more and they kept me fuller, things like that. So I want to give you an example of how that works. So option 1, chicken noodle soup. I love chicken noodle soup. I could eat it a lot, especially now that it's getting cold outside. I love it, but I'm hungry again pretty quickly. So even if I eat an entire can of chicken noodle soup, or if I make, I rarely make homemade chicken noodle soup just because it's so cheap, and the best chicken noodle soup is at Aldi. But anyway, but I'm hungry again pretty quickly. And when I have chicken noodle soup, I find myself craving like some crusty bread or a sandwich to go with it, or or some oyster crackers or something to kind of bulk it up. Option 2, similar, is something like white bean chicken chili. So that fills me up. White bean chicken chili fills me up. I mean, really fills me up. I mean, I can be satisfied with just the food, with just the soup. It's that filling. So the difference, both of them have chicken. Both of them have some kind of broth. One has pasta. The other one has beans. So that's no biggie, right? It's no big deal. Okay. Oh, wait. And Debbie says the best way to thicken up soup is to use refried beans. Never thought about that. I'm gonna have to check that. Okay, that sounds like a great idea. So here's the big difference. So both of them have chicken. Both of them have broth. One has pasta. One has beans. But here's the bigger difference. A half a cup of pasta. So if you have a half a cup of pasta in your soup versus a half a cup of, let's say, black beans, if you did the, chicken chili or something like that, a half a cup of pasta has 86 calories. A half a cup of black beans has 114 calories. Okay, so, a few more calories for the black beans. A half a cup of pasta, this is just regular pasta, has 18 and a half carbs. A half a cup of black beans has 20 carbs. Okay, so a tiny bit more carbs. A half a cup of pasta has 0.38 grams of fat. A half of a cup of black beans has 0.5 grams of fat, so a minuscule amount more of fat. But a half a cup of pasta has 4 grams of protein, and a half a cup of black beans has 8 grams of protein. That's a lot of protein. A half a cup of pasta has 0 grams of fiber. None. 0 grams of fiber. And a half a cup of black beans has 8 grams of fiber. So no wonder that a cup of chicken noodle soup, while delicious, and I eat it often, and again, the chicken noodle soup at Aldi, and I wish I had brought a can with me to show you, but it's the best chicken noodle soup I've ever had. It's delicious, and I do eat it frequently, but it just needs something else. So I always feel like I need to add, you know, again, crusty bread, you know, some kind of ciabatta bread, you know, or something like that, or eat a sandwich with it or something else, because it's just not quite enough, you know, to fill me up. But if I ate something like white bean chicken chili, taco soup, you know, some kind of soup that has beans in it, 8 grams of protein and 8 grams of fiber, that's quite a bit, you know, that's quite a bit of protein and fiber. No wonder I get filled up. So if you ask me, the 4 extra grams of protein and that total of 8 grams of fiber may have something to do with my tummy's fullness factor. I definitely think that it does. So beans also are a great source of plant-based protein. My mother was vegan, and she, yeah, I know, Alicia, I thought about doing that too, adding the beans to the chicken soup. But my mother she was vegan, and that was really my main concern when she became vegan, was how on earth was she going to get enough protein? Well, she used beans. I mean, she ate beans every single day. So she found some way to eat them every single day. They might just be beans. She might have made like a black bean burger, something like that. But she incorporated some kind of beans in her meals, you know, every day. Not every meal, but every day. And she found that beans were a great source of plant-based protein. And I think the vegetarians and vegans out there would agree with me that it is a great source of plant-based protein. Okay, they also provide a fifth to a third of your daily recommended fiber. So if you're worried about getting enough fiber, if you're having to take something, you know, a supplement like Metamucil or Miralax or something like that, you know, just adding some beans to your diet and then drinking plenty of water. You can't just add beans and not drink water. You have to add the beans, peas, lentils, something like that. Oh, Norma said, oh no, I'm sorry, I'm sidetracking for a second because Norma's, her hip replacement surgery has been postponed to Friday. Okay. Sorry, Norma, but let us know how it's going. So again, y'all, with all your surgeries, calm down. So, but again, if you're going to add beans for fiber, please, please, please drink enough water, because they're a great source of fiber. But you got to drink a lot of water with them. Okay, let me check the chicken real quick. 11. So we got 2 minutes. Somebody let me know when it has been 9 minutes so that I can flip the chicken over. When I looked up, you know, reasons that beans are good for you, or, you know, reasons that you should eat beans, no problem finding lots and lots and lots of reasons why beans are good for you. List after list after list after list. 10 reasons that beans are good for you. 15 reasons that beans are good for you. 100 reasons that beans are good for you. Okay, the next thing, beans are considered a low glycemic food, so they may be beneficial to people with diabetes. Okay, my mother was vegan, and she was diabetic. That was a double good whammy. So when I say whammy, I don't mean in a bad way. That was a double good whammy for her, because she was loading up on, actually it was a triple whammy. Lots of fiber, lots of vegetarian protein, a vegetarian source for protein, and low glycemic value, so it was not kicking her blood sugar up. It was great for keeping her blood sugar down. Really think that beans could be beneficial, you know, for people that are diabetic. So do we have any diabetics with us tonight? Do we have, Deanna, do you have any feedback on this? So I need to know, because I'm getting ready to have to turn the chicken over, so I want you all to chat about this for just a second. I'm going to pause on the glycemic index factor of this. Okay, yep, and Sandra, I knew it was getting close. Thank you, Sandra. So my diabetics, or people who are living with diabetics, chime in here. I need to know, how do you feel about beans being beneficial in a diabetic diet and lifestyle? So you all go ahead and chime in there while I turn this chicken over. Look how pretty. And if you all could smell this. So Dusty is here today. I did not mention Dusty earlier when I was you know, like reintroducing who everyone was, in case you are brand new. Dusty is my dog, and no, if you came and I made food for you, I would not let him sit this close to it, I promise. But during the chats, I have to put him right here in a chair or he cries and would drive you all crazy. He's getting ready to go ballistic because this smells so good. Okay, so we're just turning over the chicken. So this has been in the air fryer for 9 minutes so far. And it is time to turn it over, and let me just check them and see how they're cooking. They are looking fantastic. So we're going to stick these back in for the other 9 minutes. Okay. And if you have a Simple Living Products air fryer, when you put it back in, it just goes ahead and starts itself again. Okay, so let's see if you all have chatted anything about, okay, Alicia, bye, time for dinner. Okay, Katie says diabetic, and, oh, so Katie is diabetic, and the dietitian said beans would be a good thing. Okay, kind of thought so. Okay, where are my other people who are diabetic or living with someone who is diabetic? Let's see, Sandra is from Texas, so she grew up having red beans and cornbread several times a week in a single parent household. Yeah, I did not even write down budget friendly. I didn't even think to put that on my list, but beans are so stinking budget friendly. You can start from dry, even canned beans. Usually you can get them on a really good sale. Okay, so we already talked about, before I turned the chicken over, we talked about the fact that beans are a great source of plant-based protein. They provide a fifth to a third of your daily recommended fiber. Oh, wait, hold on. Anita's having a baked potato topped with beans, pulled pork scallions, reduced fat cheese, and light sour cream. I will be right over. I am headed that way. We talked about the fact that beans are considered a low glycemic food, which may be beneficial to people with diabetes. Also, beans are high in folate. If you just consumed a serving of beans every day, that would account for a third of your daily recommended intake of that nutrient, and that is a nutrient that is required to make healthy tissue and red blood cells. And I don't know if you know this or not, but if you're pregnant, folate is extremely important if you're pregnant. So beans if you happen to be pregnant or thinking about becoming pregnant. And then according to Eating Well, pinto beans in particular are high in camphorol, and I'm sure I did not just pronounce that correctly, but camphorol, which has properties that may effectively reduce inflammation. I know a lot of you all that have inflammation, and it can protect cells against free radicals, which may reduce the risk of cancer and neurological diseases like Alzheimer's. So John's mother has Lewy body dementia. I read that today for Eating Well. Guess what John's going to start eating almost every day? Beans. So congratulations, John. You get to start eating beans every day. Okay, ooh, and Joanna made a chicken enchilada casserole recipe from the app and added beans for good measure. Good girl. Okay, so here are my 3 favorite ways to enjoy beans. So beans, pinto beans. I can eat pinto beans almost every single day. My favorite way to eat pinto beans, and I met a couple from Washington State yesterday. They were here in the Casey Kitchen Center showroom, and they've been here for about a year trying to build a house. And I asked them if they had been to Cracker Barrel yet, and they said, oh no. And I said, how have you been here a year and you have not been to Cracker Barrel? So I told them, when you go, you have to at least one time try beans. Now, Cracker Barrel, it's going to be pinto beans. This happens to be a can of navy beans for something that we're making here in a second. But I said you have to at least one time. You will not be truly Southern unless you get pinto beans and put chow chow in it. So this is not chow chow from Cracker Barrel. This is chow chow that one of our vendors here at Casey Kitchen Center sells, and it is delicious as well. Chow chow is just a mix of cabbage, water, sugar, onions, vinegar. Excuse me, it's not without points, but it's not very many points. This is my number one, hands down, number one favorite way to eat beans is literally just a can of pinto beans with some chow chow. So easy, so filling. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Beans and chow chow. I highly recommend it. Shouldn't be hard for you to find chow chow either. I mean, if you live near a Cracker Barrel, they have it. Or if you live near an Amish market, they should have some version of that. To be honest, because people are like, oh, why don't you make your own chow chow? And my grandmother used to. That's a lot of trouble. Yeah, I'll just buy a jar of chow chow. Okay, that's my very favorite way to eat it. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, a simple dump and eat soup. So heat and eat soup, like I've got a succotash bean soup recipe on If You Have an Egg. If you just go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com and if you look up beans, or if you look up soup, you're going to notice that almost every single soup that I have posted on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com has beans in it. Some of them are so easy, like the succotash bean soup is so easy. You literally just open like 3 different cans of beans, rinse them off, dump them in, put your ham in, cook it, you're done. You are absolutely done. So it's just, I call it a dump soup because you just dump the ingredients in, nothing fancy, no sauteing, no, nothing crazy. You just dump it, heat it, and eat it. So that one, the recipes like that, also second favorite, okay? Ooh, yeah, and Mary says beans in a salad. That's a good one too. Okay, the last one is a power bowl. So I love my little half bowls, my little Tausi half bowls. Y'all have seen me use these a million times. Oh yeah, Dusty smells the chicken. So y'all can see him now, right? Yeah, seriously, if you were here and I was making food for you, I would not let him be this close to the table. But he can smell the chicken, and he's thinking that it's right here. So I will not be putting the chicken right here, okay? He is all over it, okay? So y'all know I love these little half Tausi bowls, and I love even more turning them into a protein bowl. One of my favorites is my Taco Tuesday Power Bowl. That also is already on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. And it's just IfYouHaveAnEgg, egg.com. And if you look up Taco Tuesday or if you look up Power Bowl, you're going to find that recipe. That one's a favorite. But tonight I'm making a super simple, family-friendly Power Bowl that I promise everyone in your family will eat, everyone in your family will love. This is what we're having for supper tomorrow night. I'm making it tonight for the chat, and then I'll be transporting all of this home, but this is what we're having for dinner tomorrow night. So the first thing, and I promise beans will be part of this, but the first part of this is just some air fryer corn. And the air fryer corn, you just take just regular corn on the cob, rinse it off, pat it off if it's fresh. If it is frozen, let it thaw and kind of pat the ice crystals off before you do it. And this recipe is already on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. So it's just some corn on the cob, and you're gonna spritz it with a little bit of nonstick spray or some olive oil. Add some Bragg nutritional or whatever brand of nutritional yeast you like. Add that to it, and then add the seasonings of your choice. So this is, since corn is now 0 points again, this is a 0 point addition to our Power Bowl. So I'm going to put my corn right there. So I've already added my air fryer corn to my Power Bowl. The next thing that I'm going to add to the Power Bowl is an apple. So when you see what kind of, yes, Marlene, corn is 0 points now as long as you're not diabetic. So the next thing that I'm going to add is an air fryer apple. Again, that recipe is already, well, the corn, let me tell you, the corn is, once you get that set in the air fryer, it's 380 degrees for 8 minutes. Super easy to make, so delicious. It's absolutely the best way to eat corn on the cob if you can't grill. Second thing is an air fryer baked apple. Since I was here at work and I needed to be able to make multiple things quickly, and we do have, whoops, wrong way, and we do have 2 air fryers. I've had them both going at the same time. The next thing is just an air fryer baked apple. So here is an air fryer baked apple. I went ahead and sliced this one in half. It's literally just an apple, a little bit of nonstick spray, or whatever your favorite kind of spray is. A little bit of your favorite sweetener. I used Truvia baking blend on these. A little bit of cinnamon if you want it. Put a little bit of water in the bottom of whatever kind of pan you're putting it in. You don't have to cut the apples in half. You can just core them and put them in there. But those are going to be cooked on 260 for 20 minutes, and they literally bake themselves. The air fryer baked apples, sometimes I'll do those in the morning just because these can be cooking. The chicken's almost ready. Just because those can be cooking, and that'll cool down here in just a second. But the apples can be cooking while I'm in the shower. And the nice thing about doing that in an air fryer is when it's done, just like it's doing right now. So if this was the apples and if I was in the shower, so this has cycled off and it is going to cool itself down. So even if you forget about them, you're not going to get out of the shower or come home to a burned down kitchen. Okay, that's another beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing about using an air fryer. Okay, so we have air fryer corn, 0 points. We have an air fryer apple, also 0 points. Then I'm going to get some of the chicken. Now this chicken is thighs. So this is that, T-H-A-T, not fat, not F-A-T. That, T-H-A-T, man's chicken. Again, that recipe is on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and if you just search that man, you're going to find the thigh version, the breast version, the breast tenderloin version, the pork chop version, the turkey tenderloin version. I think that's how many versions we have. But it was, so for this one, the thighs are points. So they're not 0 points, okay? They're about, yes, thank you, Debbie, that man's chicken. The thighs are not 0 points, but they are John's absolute favorite. And since we're having all of this for supper tomorrow night, I thought I would please him and do the thighs. But the thighs are between 3 and 4 points per thigh, depending on how big they are. Absolutely the juiciest chicken you will ever eat. I promise if you make it, you will not go back to any other kind of chicken. You won't need fried chicken ever again once you've done it in the air fryer. So let's get some of that out. Oh, so good. So good. Okay, so here is a nice one, nicely seasoned. Oh, these look so good. So good. And the nutritional yeast just helps to kind of crisp that up so that it is, so it's more like fried chicken when you get it out of the air fryer. But these are so stinking juicy. It's not even funny. I mean, like, so juicy. Can you all see how juicy this is? So I'm going to put, carefully, I'm going to carefully put one of these in my power bowl. Actually, I'm going to put a second little one in the power bowl. Oh, just because they are so yummy. So now we've got 0 point chicken. 0 point corn. 0 point fried apple. A little bit of, and Debbie's exactly right. You can use that same theory and do pork chops, totally. So we have a 0 point corn. We have a 0 point apple. We've got, with this much, probably 5 to 6 points of that man's chicken. And then to that, I'm going to add, these are just navy beans. So it is the same beans that I just showed you a second ago in a can. I think navy beans are the best barbecue beans. Literally just took a can of just navy beans, put it in a pan. I heated them up in the air fryer. You can totally do it on top of the stove, however you like to make your, kind of barbecue-y beans. And then use some G. Hughes sugar-free, and this is 1 point per tablespoon. So this whole thing has 2 tablespoons in there. This is theoretically 4 servings. So this is going to be about a point worth of beans that I'm going to put in here. But remember, this half a cup of beans is going to have, 8 grams of fiber and 8, oh, this smells so good, sorry. 8 grams of fiber and 8 grams of protein for just the beans. This is a power bowl. So now we've got beans. So now we've kind of got cowboy beans, corn, apples, chicken, and because I've saved so many points, so this is 0, 0, about 5 or 6, 1. So now I still only have maybe 6 or 7 points in this entire power bowl. If you wanted to, and this is Alyssa's, this is not mine, but if you wanted to, you could even add a biscuit from Cracker Barrel if you so, felt so inclined. So we'll just tuck that in here, and when Alyssa eats with us tomorrow night, she can have the one with the biscuit in it. You certainly do not have to add a 6 point biscuit from Cracker Barrel to your meal, but I just thought it would spruce up the plate. So that is a power bowl. I hope that y'all will find a way to incorporate beans into your meals this week. They're a great source, again, of plant-based protein, high in fiber, high in protein, delicious, really, really, really going to fill you up. Okay. Hope y'all enjoyed that. All of these recipes, except for the beans, are already on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and the beans are literally just a can of beans and a couple of tablespoons of your favorite barbecue sauce. So no need for a recipe on that one. But I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope John is ready for dinner for tomorrow night. I hope I can keep it away from him until tomorrow night. I hope I can keep this away from Dusty because he is down here licking his chops. But you all have a great week. I will see you next week for chat number 300. Okay, chat number 300. I'll try to come up with some kind of a game, but you all have a great week, and I will see you next time. Good night.